All right, good day, everyone. On screen with me are CSUN's head coach, Theo Edwards, and redshirt senior outside hitter, Kyle Hobus. Thanks for joining me today.
Thanks for having us.
Well, the first question I'm going to direct towards Theo, and obviously you're one of two first-year coaches in the Big West last year. What were some key takeaways from that 2023 season?
Oh God, key takeaways. I feel like that's a loaded question. I took over in this chair just after Thanksgiving, so just about a year ago, and it was kind of a whirlwind, right? From the beginning of December, kind of through Christmas break, and then rolling right into season. And I think I learned a lot about myself. I learned obviously a lot about the team, and I think the biggest piece was getting Ryan Mason, our head assistant coach, and some of the people that have been an incredible addition to our family, our staff, and having really, really great people with you along this journey. But our team has really grown. I've grown as a coach, and I think this is our first fall as a unit, and I feel like things have been a little bit different and more, to the tune of what I feel makes the most sense and what these guys need, and they've really responded incredibly well and worked really hard. So it's been quite a 12-month turnaround, but it's been a lot of fun.
Well, was it difficult making the associate head coach to head coach transition, being that you've been in the program since this is a long time, 2011, making this your 14th season in the program?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it was definitely different. I wouldn't say it was difficult in the sense that it's the same place, right? A lot of the same foundational things, a lot of the things that are really important to me, and it's an alma mater for me, right? So this is definitely home. It's definitely different in terms of the way that I approached it and the way that I woke up in the morning and thought about this team. But other than that, it's still volleyball.
I want to bounce over to the student athlete take on this, and that would be Kyle Hobus, the redshirt senior outside hitter. But has there been any kind of transition? Do you feel any difference in the transition of staffs, if any?
It was a pretty natural transition, I think, for Theo. Like he's been here for a long time, like you said, and I've known him as the associate head coach ever since I've been here. So in terms of that, it wasn't too much of a transition, but there's definitely some different things that he wanted to change with the program that I think have been a really big deal, and I've really enjoyed kind of seeing that.
I want to bounce back over to Theo, and you actually mentioned it in your previous response, but as a Matador alumnus, what does it mean to you to be at the helm of this program?
Yeah, I think it means everything. I go back to what it was like for me as a player, and I think about the experience. I think about how much value being a student athlete at the Division I level and playing for CSUN and what that meant to me as a person and how it shaped my growth and my family and where I'm at today. I think that makes a big difference. I think that it gives me the ability to focus on these guys in a way that's very holistic and very, very unique to thinking about how the decisions that we make and the things that we can provide them are going to affect their lives down the road. And, for me, there's definitely a pride that's invested in that, right? Like trying to see these guys have a really, really great experience and go on to build connections and relationships that last well beyond their years here at CSUN and, hopefully into their adult lives. So I'm invested in so many ways, and I think that's what makes it so fun.
Well, let's bounce back over to Kyle here. And last season, you were tagged first team All Big West. And with that, you kind of put a target on your back. But what's your mindset coming into this upcoming 2024 season?
It's obviously like a huge honor, like getting to play with like some of these people in this conference, and to be recognized as one of the best with them is a huge honor. But I don't know. I put the work in like every year and every season, so I've just kind of had that same mindset of growth the last couple of years. So that's what I'm doing this year too.
All right. Well, let's go into your schedule this year. You start off right out of the gates with a tough matchup with an NCAA participant in Grand Canyon University on the 4th. What do you guys sense as you start the season and move into Big West play? And let's go with Kyle first and over to Theo afterwards.
Yeah. I think Grand Canyon, I'm very excited for that to be like our first matchup. They're a very good team last year. And I've met a couple of guys on that team, and there's some dogs over there, and they like to compete, but so do we. And like that, I think that's the kind of volleyball that we like to play, is just like some gritty kind of competitive volleyball. So I think it'll be a great first match, and that whole tournament should be really fun too. Yeah.
How about you, Theo? Thoughts on your opening matchup and the, I guess, the pre-conference season?
Sure. Yeah. I think we pride ourselves on doing our best to put together a schedule that's competitive. And mostly, obviously we play in the Big West, and it's been traditionally one of the best conferences in all of men's volleyball. So the goal for us is to be in a situation where we're ready. And by the time we get rolling about mid-March with Big West, that we've been tested and we've been through some adversity and played some difficult teams and put ourselves in a position to grow and learn for sure. And that's what this does, right? Grand Canyon obviously was inside of the top 4, I think, most of the year, and had a really fantastic season last year. And then from there, we go to NJIT, who's a team that we went to 5 with at their house last year. So it'd be kind of cool to see that back-to-back matchup. And then George Mason, who's a team we haven't played in quite some time. So really excited about that tournament. I think it's going to be a really competitive one for us, and a great opportunity for us to open our year and get the ball rolling.
Well, it's really cool. You also entertain a couple of the newly formed SIAC conference, which has an automatic berth this year in the NCAA tournament. So that's a great new change for your program. But then you decide to entertain another NCAA participant in Penn State University on March 5th before you head into the gauntlet of the Big West Conference season. So what are your guys' thoughts on the competition as you go from Penn State over into conference play? And we'll start with you, Kyle.
I think it's going to be like a really natural transition. I think, obviously Big West is everybody's really, really tough competition. So I think that's even the few games leading up to it, Pepperdine, Charleston, Penn State, like I think that'll be really good for us to kind of like see where we're at heading into these big games against San Diego, Hawaii, and Penn State. I've never been able to play them at my time here, so I'm really excited for that. See what we can do against them.
How about you, Theo?
Yeah, Penn State is a program that has a really, really long history in the game and has been, I don't know, leaders, pioneers, I think, as far as the East Coast is concerned in the progression of men's volleyball. And, Mark Pavlik has been a mentor for me and someone who I respect in an incredible way. He's taught me a lot of things about this game and has coached some really, really fantastic programs. And so the honor for us to be able to get a team like that to come and play in our gym is fantastic. And kind of, what Kyle said, it primes us. It puts us right in a position where we're getting ourselves ready for Big West. And, between Penn State, Lewis, Pepperdine, USC, I mean, there's a lot of really, really good ranked teams that we're going to see in preparation, and we're just honored to have the ability to go out there and compete against these guys.
All right, I'm going to put a very easy question to both of you. In one word, describe Big West Conference play. Let's go to Kyle first.
Oh man, I'll just say electric. I think just playing in the gyms against everybody there's just so much competition, so much fire from like the fans and everything and the players that's what I'm gonna go with, electric.
All right.
I think I'm gonna use parity. I think for many, many years there's been a little bit of a hierarchy in the Big West, and for sure Hawaii and Long Beach I think have been at the top end of that. And I think this year there might be some really interesting things that take place. Irvine is looking really good this season, and I think it's going to be really, really interesting to watch the Big West play out. And parity is going to be one of the words that we're going to be using for sure.
Special thanks to CSUN's head coach, Theo Edwards, and outside hitter Kyle Hobus for joining me today.
Thanks, Rob. I appreciate it.